portfolio, right? Because a lot of people, again, when it comes to finance, it's all about invest, 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 and hopefully I will get there. And we don't even know where there is too. We don't know where there is, because I had a conversation. I mean, I don't mean to go off trend, but I had a conversation with one of my coworkers. He was like, I think, I'm like, so when you want to retire? He's like, I think when I have like 9 million. I'm like, where did you get that number from? How? So, okay, 9 million. How do you plan on getting that? Oh, I think I'm gonna get a few properties. Okay, but having those properties doesn't necessarily mean you have the 9 million. And that's, first of all, you got to have a business and have people, watching I'm like, so yeah, so we got to realize where that, quote unquote, people think about it as retirement. When is your retirement age? How, do you figure that out? And how long do you plan on staying in retirement, right? Because retirement is the longest vacation we ever had.
Just like what you were just talking about is something called a financial needs analysis that literally takes your income, your expenses, your debt, your insurance, your investments, and then also your goals. And just, I like to call it a financial x-ray to see where you are. Because a lot of people are beating themselves up and they actually are set and they're good to go. So I get to give them like a great pat on the back, and so much stress is lifted off that was unnecessary. And then there's other people that say, you know what, I don't even have enough. I don't even want to look yet. No, let's look so that you know what you should be planning for, because, you have to, it goes back to what you manifest to yourself and what you think about.
But now taking action, hopefully, right? They're taking, or at least taking the initiative, I should say, not necessarily action, because now we're being flooded with so much information, and now that we're informed, or hopefully we are taking the information in, the next thing is to take action. And being the fact that there's so many information out there too, people get overwhelmed and don't take action. And that's why I love, because I come in and I'm sitting down with you. I'm like, listen, okay, yeah, you want to do this, you want to do this.
The finances, what you should be doing with your finances, right? How you should, manage your money. What, you have that $9 million retirement goal.
Yeah.
Let's start now at a very young age to build up that wealth. If you're going to do, we're in a spaces where we can do anything. You can have vending machines as a business. You can have, oh my gosh, so many.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah. No.
the future generation and how they have this relationship with money, and what that money, if they use it wisely, what it means for them. It means less stress, anxiety, and they will be able to live a freer life if they choose to work a 9 to 5, or if they choose to be an entrepreneur. And they can manage the money in either way, in either direction that they choose to go. They can manage that money and leverage it in order to build a much better lives for themselves. And if they plan to have a family going forward, they know, okay, I have X amount of dollars saved up as an emergency fund. I have X amount of dollars for my expenses. I have X amount of dollars for discretionary funds. All of these things that they will be equipped before they are ready to, settle down, or, or even just travel the world and have that income producing, generating business where they don't have to worry about where money is coming from if they choose again to go that route. And so this should have been taught when a child, adolescents will know at that point. So the ideal age would be, from the age of 12 to help that young child, or as an adolescent, establish their credit. So going back to within my old household dynamics, present day, I actually with one of my credit cards, I put both my children as an authorized user from the time they were very young.
And I remember when I used to serve at Houston's restaurant, this little boy, he turned 8 years old, and his dad asked him what stocks was he gonna buy with his birthday money.
Wow.
And that little 8-year-old Tina had 5 different stocks listed off.
Wow.
I was sitting there like, I just had my little retirement. What the heck? But once I got into the financial industry 4 years ago, I was like, oh, no wonder the rich keep getting rich, because they're teaching their 8-year-olds how to turn their birthday money into thousands of dollars. Not, hey, Johnny, what toy are you gonna buy? What video game? What shoes? What this? What that? No, I'm
Yes.
showing you early how to turn your dollars into more dollars, and they understand the value of time starting that early, because in the
Have that education, that understanding, that thing will be blown. And within that same generation, not even next generation, within the same generation. So it's very, very critical that we also pass on the education, right? Richard Man in Babylon, it's talk about when the richest man was ready to, pass on his wealth to his kid. He didn't just want it to, okay, because you're my bloodline, I hand it all to you. He wanted to see what's going to happen to his wealth. So he tested him. He's like, go out into the world and see if you could actually live on yourself, and what you learn, come back and report to me in X amount of years. And throughout that process, he realized his son, being the individual that he is, could be a wealthy man through our life experiences, and the wisdom that he was able to share with his son was more powerful than the money that he was going to be leaving down, right? And now, so his generation after him would be wealthy, because now we're passing on more than money, right? So it's very critical that we definitely pass down the education. And talking about the next generation, they are watching us, right? They're watching us. Yes, we could educate, we could be a mouthpiece, but not live the life, right? So we could be a preacher on the pulpit, and then right when we get off the pulpit doing X, Y, and Z, and we hope our message get across.
So I know the retirement age, it's not really what is it now? In
67, I think it's.
They keep moving it. I don't know.
They keep moving it up, but everybody I talk to want to say like 55 or 62 or 60, So, but technically 67 if we look at the way we're saving.
So I can imagine like someone like in their 50s who's watching this, and they're like, how much do I have to save? Like, say if they don't have, 32,000 or 150,000, like Sarah or George, like what would be the best course of action where they can start?
Well, the thing is, the best time to start is now. But the thing is, we also have to realize is that we have to pay catch up. So a lot of the times it's not just a savings problem, it's an income problem. It's trying to make enough money to actually save. And so the best vehicle is to start saving. And we don't think about our future selves when right now is so prevalent. But we're here to say, if you don't make time for your future self, your current today will stay your future self. And that's why people, are really still working in their retirement years, because they're in their future self, they're in their present self in the future.
My vision is to go into public schools to teach the youth, junior high school, as well as high school, about finances, because this is something that is not taught in these schools, and, especially in low income neighborhoods, that finances is not talked about. It is not talked about at home. Life is all about experiences. It's about learning from your mistakes, learning from other people's mistakes, and how you can take all of that you have learned and make it your own and make it better. So you can teach the younger generation on, give them the blueprint of how to navigate, and they can take what you have learned, that blueprint, and they can make it their own. And then they can teach their children, your grands, and then the great grands, and so on and so forth.
Thank you for watching and listening to this podcast. Please like and subscribe as it helps support the channel and provide more of the content that you love. Also, don't forget to hit the notification button to be notified of all new podcast releases, which is every Monday. Until then, have a great one.